1991年上半期登場の車の中で話題性ナンバーワンといったらやっぱりビート。ホンダ S6 の再来かお買い物車か、 BM で一番ビートの似合わない男ランさんが全開インプレッション。
Man, dude took the words right out of my mouth. Actually, that's not true. I don't speak Japanese. But maybe I should learn someday. Anyway, you're watching a On2 Motors video, and we're going to talk today about the Honda Beat, which you'll see in the footage here. So before we learn about the Beat, we have to learn about the Japanese Kei Car. So back in 1949 in Japan, they created a class called the Kei Car. So some factors that went into the Kei Car were the overall length, the width, the engine size, the horsepower, and the weight of the vehicle. And the reason this was such a big factor was so they could create a vehicle to put on the roads that they could tax less based on a smaller size. So for example, the overall length was capped at 10.8 feet with a maximum width of 4.6 feet. The weight, in the case of the Honda Beat here, is only 1,675 pounds, so we're talking about a very lightweight and small car. The engine size actually started out in 1949 as 360cc, which is very small. Then today, they've moved all the way up to 660cc, so we're still talking about a very small motor, with a maximum horsepower limit of 63 horsepower. So no, we're not talking about some really fast, high horsepower rocket here, but because of its lightweight, the 63 horsepower actually goes quite a long way. So the Kei Car could run anywhere from microvan to a tiny pickup truck to a hatchback, or in the case of the Beat here, a sports car. So there's a pretty wide range of vehicles that you could choose from. And in 1990, when the engine size limit was up to 660cc, Honda decided to create the Beat as a competitor to the Suzuki Cappuccino and the Mazda AutoZam. So a little bit about the Honda Beat. It was a 656cc motor, which was slightly under the maximum limit, 63 horsepower, which met the cap. It was a 3-cylinder motor called the E07A. It had a maximum rev limit of 8,700 RPM, with maximum power being made at 8,100 RPM. So kind of like a bike motor. It was matched to a 5-speed manual, and it had Honda's M-Trek system, which was an individual throttle body system. So all 3 cylinders had their own throttle body. Kind of helped maximize the power and efficiency, and it has very fast throttle response. So the styling was by Pininfarina in Italy, and they've done various cars from Alfa Romeos to even Ferraris. So the Beat had a lot of cool styling cues that went into it to make it look like a very aggressive car for how small it was. So the Honda Beat actually has a really pleasant and exhaust note. Being that it revs all the way up to 8,700 RPM, makes it sound like a much faster and more aggressive car than it actually is. In 1992, they had a version called the version F. It was available with Aztec Green Pearl, and it came with different alloy wheels. Also in 92, they came out with the version C, which was available in Captiva Blue Pearl, and it had white alloy wheels. In 1993, they created the Honda Beat version Z, which was blade silver or evergrade green, and it came with black gauges, mud guards, a rear spoiler, and a different exhaust tip. So a lot of times people ask us whether or not you can modify, upgrade, or repair your Beats with ease. And as far as repairs go, there's some good news. You can actually take a lot of parts from the 3rd and 4th gen Civics and swap them into your Beats. Or if you're just looking for replacement parts, there's always good old eBay. I've seen people selling their parts, whether it was just stuff they pulled off a Beat, or say for example salvage yards that might have gotten them, or even Yokohama. They had a lot of parts listed on their website for replacement parts. And there's aftermarket stuff you can get through Mugen. They're an in-house tuner for Honda, and they had everything from suspension components to clutches, brakes, even exhaust systems. Plus you can find hard tops for the Beats if you want it to be a hard top instead of the convertible. So there's a lot of options out there as far as parts go. But I'll stop talking here for a moment, and we're going to get a second opinion from Mr. Jeremy Clarkson.
Honda Beat. No roof this time, and no turbo either, just a straight 12-valve 3-cylinder engine. But would you just look where they've put it? What we have here then is a mid-engine 2-seater convertible, which in Japan costs £7,000, round about a tenth of what Ferrari charged for that other mid-engine 2-seater convertible, the Mondial. Now you're probably thinking all about quarts and pint pots. How is this 6'5" person going to fit in a 1-inch car? Simple. What's more, this 6'5" person really likes this 1-inch car. I adore this tiger skin upholstery. The instrument binnacle is superb and the stereo is something else. Odd, isn't it, that a car born out of a need for common sense has become a fashion accessory? And let's face it, this whole miniaturization thing has become very trendy these days. Having a camera bigger than a sugar lump is as bad as wearing flares. And if your mobile telephone is any bigger than a peanut, it's as bad as going down to the disco in a stripy tank top. But do we actually need cars that are this small? Well, look at it this way. If everyone in Britain had one, the length of every traffic jam in the land would be halved overnight.
Words of wisdom from a well-spoken man. Although he said 6'5", I don't think he was taking into account that impressive fro he had. But getting back to the Honda Beat here, it was equipped with an LSD. It was an optional extra, but if you had it, it would allow both rear wheels to turn simultaneously and give you more traction. We're going to show you a video clip here of somebody who's actually putting that to good use. Only 63 horsepower, you say? Well, this is proof that you don't need a lot of power in order to have fun. Look at this guy go. He's having a blast. Get some. So in the last part of our video here, we kind of have a collage of pictures that we found. And pretty much we just wanted to show some examples of how people have modified their Beats over in Japan. So there's a lot of cool examples here. Different versions, even different wheels, body kits, spoilers, in hard tops, soft tops, even performance upgrades. People have dropped the B16 into their Beats to give it a little bit of extra power. So there's plenty of options out there to get them modified, make them faster, or even make them look cooler. Ugh, that camper van though. Not really how I'd style a Beat, but to each their own. As Hank Hill would put it, bull! Anyway, thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you learned something about the Honda Beat. If you're interested in purchasing one for yourself, go to montumotors.com and check out our inventory.